Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, in the world of MMA, Dana White has just confirmed that he is going live later on, and that can only mean one thing. We are finally going to hear what the main event to UFC 317 International Fight Week is going to be. We all thought we knew what it was going to be after UFC 315 when it was laid out that if Belal Muhammad beat JDM, it would be Ilya versus Islam. But if JDM was to beat Belal Muhammad and completely ruin my life and ruin my dream matchup, it would then be Ilya versus Charles Oliveira. But since we know the outcome of UFC 315, radio silence on UFC 317 International Fight Week. But this card does take place in like 40 something days. The tickets go on sale this Friday, so Dana White has to be announcing that fight tonight. I swear to God, if I go on the Instagram and check this live and it's Dana White being like, hey guys, I've got a new bull. You should see him. Chucky D. He's an absolute maniac, guys. Tune in to see him against the Wolverine on Power Slam this Saturday night. If it's any of that bullshit, I'm going to freak out. I'm going to freak out and tombstone my desk. I need the International Fight Week main event announcement, and I need it to be Ilya versus Islam Makhachev. Please give me that matchup. Don't take that away from me, please. But yeah, this is mega. I don't know what time the news is going to come out at. Realistically, because I'm on UK servers, I think it should be leaked to me like now. Because this news is probably going to hit the world like 3 in the morning. And I'm going to be sleeping. So I'm going to miss out on that initial excitement. So because I am on different servers, I do believe I should get a sneak peek early on. But again, that might just be me. But yeah, this is it. We are going to get the announcement. Imagine if it just isn't the 317 announcement and it's like UFC 320. Because do you know what? UFC 320 I think will also be a big card because Dana White is obviously trying to leave the UFC and jump ship to boxing. I mean, we have seen it time and time again. We know boxing is Dana White's first love, but Canelo Crawford is the day before UFC 320. They actually have Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford taking place on a Friday, and 320 is on the Saturday. So a part of me feels like because there's going to be a lot of fight fans in Vegas for Canelo Crawford and they're going to try and keep them there for the Saturday, I actually think UFC 320 will be a massive card. I've just completely sidetracked there. But yes, UFC 317 news is tonight. I cannot fucking wait. Moving on to some other news. JDM says he wants to stay active and is looking to return in August, September. He says September I'd be good to go. If something comes up earlier, August maybe, I think the division needs to get moving. All the top guys right now, I truly believe I can beat them. Line them up. Why do you want to come back so early? Like, not only did you take the dream matchup away from me, but you've completely taken it away from me now because I'm sitting there thinking, Belal Muhammad, he damaged up JDM. That then means Ilya Islam can still happen because JDM's going to be out for a while. And now bro wants to come back so early. What's going on here? What's going on here, JDM? Are you not seeing the bigger picture, my boy? I manifested you to beat Belal, which was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have picked you to beat Belal Muhammad. You could technically say it's my fault that this has happened, but I don't want to have that burden on my shoulders. But yeah, JDM is looking to stay active, which is a breath of fresh air to be honest, because the welterweight title hasn't been defended in a very long time. Oh well, it was just defended at UFC 315, but before that, Belal Muhammad won the belt way back in July. We haven't seen it be defended since. So it's nice to see that JDM is wanting to be an active champion. And there is so many contenders in the welterweight division right now. Like you've got Ian Gary, Sean Brady, Shavkat. You've got Joaquin Buckley. If Usman beats Buckley, he's right there again. Obviously though, as of right now, it's been pretty much confirmed. Well, I don't know, because it was confirmed that Ilya Oliveira was going to take place if JDM beat Belal. Now, maybe Oliveira Ilya, because there was training footage released of Ilya today on the track, so he obviously is in camp. So maybe Oliveira Topuria gets announced tonight, and then yeah. But as of right now, it does seem like Islam Makhachev is going to be fighting JDM next, and JDM has kind of hinted at an Islam Makhachev matchup in Australia with the potential Volkanovski-Movsar Evloev fight for the featherweight title as the co-main event. What a stacked card that would be. I do think Islam Makhachev is going to beat JDM though. I know a lot of people are trying to say online now that JDM's going to beat Islam Makhachev, and don't get me wrong, JDM definitely can beat Islam Makhachev. JDM is one of the best strikers right now in the UFC and showed really improved, actually really good takedown defense. I've always rated his takedown defense, and I always thought his scrambling ability was really underrated. And when we seen that in the Bilal Muhammad matchup, he was kind of moving like Derek Lewis. Even in round 5, he was just like, I don't really want to be lying here anymore. I'm not going to technically get up. I'm just going to stand up. Although that won't work with Islam, and Islam won't strike with JDM for 25 minutes. Islam will grapple with him, and I feel like Islam Makhachev will be able to submit JDM inside 3 rounds.
Bruh.
So that's what I think is going to happen there. I don't think JDM's going to have this swan song event in Australia where he can kind of defend Volkanovski's honour and get the get back for Australia. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing Islam JDM. I'm just obsessed with Ilya Islam. Give me the fucking fight! But I wouldn't be surprised if they done JDM Islam in Abu Dhabi or something. That's kind of like what they do. But yeah, JDM's going to come back in September. Like, come back in October, or like if he pushed that back to October, we could see Ilya Islam in June. Don't be like, why is JDM so selfish? I don't get it. Anyway, let's keep moving. Tom Aspinall, I've had a bloody enough of John Jones. Obviously, we know what's going on here. John Jones, Tom Aspinall. It's getting a bit hectic now. The UFC are literally allowing another fighter to ruin another fighter's career. John Jones is ruining Tom Aspinall's career. I'm just going to be honest right now. Tom Aspinall could be one of the biggest stars the UFC have ever seen. Tom Aspinall needs to get a move on. Honestly though, I see some people saying it should be him versus Gane. My issue with the Gane matchup is, if Aspinall beats Gane now and then beats John Jones, the division is dead in the water. So maybe what they should do if they're looking to have Aspinall fight now is have him Almeida. I know Almeida is ranked like number 6 or 7, but hear me out. At least then you can have Cyril Gane beat the likes of Pavlovich and then build up to that massive European matchup between Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. Because if that was in Europe, say that was in over in England again, as long as they don't do the stupid fucking 4 a.m. start time, that's a massive fight, because Cyril Gane is a big star for the UFC. He's got a lot of following. He is the face of French MMA. Like, he would be able to... A lot of people from France would travel over to England for that matchup. That would be a mega matchup the UFC can make. But yeah, they need to get something for Tom Aspinall sorted here. Like, let's stop wasting time. John Jones obviously is over filming an Ultimate Fighter-like series with Nate Diaz, acting a bit fruity over in Thailand. So he's definitely not going to be fighting Tom Aspinall anytime soon. Like I've said, I do think we see this matchup, although I think it will be the debut and main event to UFC's first ever show on Netflix. That's what I'm predicting. But maybe Tom Aspinall is going to be announced for International Fight Week, who knows? Maybe they do Aspinall Gane. I hope they don't do that as of right now. Maybe they do Aspinall Almeida for the undisputed title. The issue is they're not going to strip John Jones of the title. If they were going to do that, they would have done it by now. They're not going to strip him of the title. And Tom Aspinall shouldn't have to defend an interim title again. He shouldn't have even had to defend it in the first place. And he shouldn't have to fight for an interim belt again. So yeah, I don't know. I need Tom Aspinall back in the cage. So he's one of the more entertaining fighters as well. Like, he's so fun to watch. He starches everybody. It's crazy the UFC are seeing a potential star that's just in his prime, potentially like he's on his way up, and they're sacrificing him, someone they can make bank off for quite a lot of years, for someone that they're going to make bank off for one more fight, a guy who's caused them nothing but hassle. It's so crazy. Literally, we know John Jones and Dana White have to be moving like Peyton Talbot and Frank Ocean. They have to be moving like that, but that's the only explanation I have. And finally, just to round out this video, we have got Kamaru Usman saying he's open to a fight against Islam Makhachev. He says that's a blockbuster fight. Former pound for pound and current pound for pound champion. Friends make friends rich. It's that, if that's the situation, I think Islam and I are mature enough to have a conversation about it. You're not going to beat Joaquin Buckley. You have conned us. I think the welterweight division was conned when Usman was champion. I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, you've conned us for years, thinking that like you were close to GSP and how good the welterweight division was, and it was ass. and it was ass. But yeah, no, realistically, where was this energy though whenever you were in the pound for pound rankings and Habib was also in the pound for pound rankings?
Bruh.
Where was that energy there to take on Habib? I think this is just Kamaru Usman chatting. Islam's not going to fight him. Usman's going to retire after he gets TKO'd by Buckley. But could you imagine Usman versus Islam? I think Islam beats him. Right now, I think Islam beats him. But Usman in his prime versus Islam, now that would be interesting. Although American wrestling is proven not to work in the UFC, so I would still have to go for Islam Makhachev. But yeah, I will make a video obviously in the morning probably before I head off to work when we get the International Fight Week announcement. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Again, thank you for all the support. We're really close to 1k. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you all again in the next one.